me know that love is all around me. Good evening, everybody. Hey, welcome to Soul Fulfilling. My name is Rickie Byars, and I'm thankful that we are all here together for our midweek meetup, for our Wednesday night service, for our Wednesday night session, for our conversation, our soul fulfilling conversation. And I'm thankful tonight to be joined by my distinguished colleague, Ade.
Hey, Rickie. Hey.
How you doing?
I'm wonderful.
You want to hear a little bit of Do You Want to Know the Way?
Yes, indeed.
I live to be the message that I long to hear. I want to be the way that I'm looking for. I need to shine the light that I want to see. I pray to live this life in God is oh so real. I finally found the truth that sets me free. Now I am the light that's shining so bright. Do you want to know the way? Oh yes. Do you want to know the way? The way it is, the way out. Do you want to know the way? Oh yes. Do you want to know the way? The way it is, the way out. I live to be the light. I live to be the path of righteousness. God surely brings the peace that I need to feel. I'm spinning in the spirit, I must confess. I pray to live this life in God is oh so real. I finally found the truth that sets me free. Now I am the light that's shining so bright. Do you want to know the way? Oh yes. Do you want to know the way? The way it is, the way out. Do you want to know the way? Oh yes. Do you want to know the way? The way it is, the way out. I live to be the message that I long to hear. I want to be the way that I'm looking for. I need to shine the light that I want to see. I pray to live this life in God and so much more. Finally found the truth that sets me free. Now I am the light. Now Jennifer is the light. Yes, I am the light. Yes, Sherry is the light. Yes, I am the light. Yes, Lynn Bill is the light. Yes, I am the light. Hey, Maxine, shine your light. I am the light. Sandra, shine your light. I am the light. Yes, Kimberly, shine your light. Yeah, yeah. Hey, everybody, shine the light. I did shine the light. It's shining so bright. Do you want to know the way? Oh yes. Do you want to know the way? The way it is, the way out. Do you want to know the way? Oh yes. Do you want to know the way? The way it is, the way out. Do you want to know the way? The way in is the way out. So we meet here just to remember that by going within and touching that place inside of us in your own special and unique way. We're learning more and more to allow God to have its own way, its way through us. Its way through us is our way. But we have to come from the world, go within, Breathe and remember. Ade, Ade, you have a wonderful reading for us.
Oh yes, I do. Actually, it's funny that you asked for it now. And I just for the first time, I really hear that song as a song that invites us to take responsibility in a new way.
Mm-hmm.
Like you be the message that you want to hear. You
You,
show up.
you
Because when
are.
you are the message, you don't see the issue anymore. You being the message becomes the solution, becomes the solution.
Yeah,
And
the
it's so
solution.
simple. Yep, it's so simple and it's right there. All right. So speaking of going in and listening, I want to invite everyone as you come in and find your seats and get some coffee and whatever you're doing. And as I read, I want to invite you to just imagine we're walking in a forest. Actually, no, we're not walking, we're sitting. Because, when we start walking, people start looking around and getting distracted. So let's come. My
We're
bad, my bad.
sitting in the forest.
Let's just sit down right now. Everybody sit down, take a deep breath. So, as some of you might know, I write for Hillside. I write daily thoughts. I'm one of the writers. So I wrote for the month of January. And at the end of the month, the writers, we always have an opportunity to write what is called a final thought. So I want to share my final thought just for January, not for the rest of my life.
Well, it's the final thought for January. But it's
Right.
it's a thought. I'm sure
It's
it's a
a thought.
beautiful insight.
Yes. So now that we're sitting down and getting comfortable, and you're like, come on, read, I want to hear it. Here we go. And follow the instructions, if you will. Take a deep breath. Take another deep breath. Go ahead, take another breath. Those deep breaths just reset your mind and body. You also just flushed unnecessary thoughts down the drain of nothingness. Taking deep breath is very important and necessary in a time when we are inundated with so much information. The stimuli are everywhere, from emails, texts, voice messages, phone calls, family obligations, streaming platforms, to meetings, projects, deals, goal setting, countless notifications on our mobile devices, nudging us to post, comment, like, and share. Phew. All are vying for our attention and affecting us emotionally, mentally, and psychologically. Yes, breathe. Breathe to save yourself. Breathe to clear your mind. Breathe to center yourself. Breathe and be still. Just breathe. You already know all you need to know in this moment. Wisdom is applying what you know by using it to navigate the constantly changing times. And more importantly, to stay sane in the midst of much craziness. It is okay for things to be crazy in your life, but you do not have to be crazy also. Just breathe and receive divine guidance. Guidance on what to do and especially who to be in the midst of the craziness. Breathe deeply and often with deep breath and gratitude from yours truly. Breathe. And so it is.
Really. Thank
That's the
you.
way. That's the
Oh yeah,
way in.
that's the way in. Hey, that's more
Yeah.
than a thought. That was a
Yeah.
whole treatise.
It's
That was
all you can
beautiful.
eat.
That was beautiful. It was a good.
Thank you.
That was good and insightful. It's beautiful, warm, and deep. And so true.
Mm.
You know,
Yeah.
when you said that it invites us to take some responsibility,
Yeah.
the old way is to just, just take it to God and just leave it in God's hands and not do anything. It's like, usually it's like I did everything and I've tried all the options. I tried this, I tried that.
Yeah.
And now it's time to sit and breathe and to allow the greater insight to come, to be alive in me, to be with me. And I got to be with it in order for it to be with me. To reveal
Exactly.
to me.
Exactly.
At least someplace in me yearn for it, right? At least somewhere, because I've seen it just smack me in the head, but it just depends on the kind of incarnation you got. It just kind of depends. But that part about doing our part to stay in alignment, and it's a whole system. It's not just, when I'm praying and I'm with the Bible or I'm with my Quran or I'm with my, whatever you use, the Torah or Torah, whatever book, or maybe it's just your journal, it's the other part.
Yes.
It's what you do when you get up.
Mm-hmm.
It's how you're rolling through your day. It's how you're making your decisions.
Yes.
It's what you're allowing to have a place in your thought. And I think these days we are all becoming more turning inward more. I think, especially the people in this thread, that we are taking those moments where we can be still, to sit in the sun or to sit in a room and just breathe, like you just said, just breathe, and to stop and to contemplate, and cultivate, something deeper to grow in us, and just to, we call it meditation, but those words sometimes bring up images of what meditation is supposed to look like.
Right.
That's why I just use other words, but it's just being with God and being with the God in you. The way in is the way out. And there's a part of the song that I didn't do that says, with God is my devotion. Every space is filled with God. Neither doubt nor fear can find a place in me. With God is my devotion. I'm sure of who I am. I'm standing strong, filled with grace. I live the master plan. And the responsibility part, I live to be the message that I long to hear. I want to be the way that I'm looking for. I need to shine the light that I want to see. I pray to live this life in God and so much more. Find the truth that sets me free. I am the light that shining so bright. Do you want to know the way? Oh yes. Do you want to know the way? The way in is the way out. Do you want to know the way? Do you want to know the way? The way in is the way out. We call it the responsibility. We have a life. Yeah. We got an opportunity. We have a day. Not a day. I'm talking about we have a day to work it out. We get a day.
Yes.
We get a day of life to just to walk and to become aware, to allow ourselves to feel it some more.
Yes.
Feel it some more.
Oh, today. Oh, yes.
Feel it some more. So I'm feeling it, man. It's just great. It's when you realize that we could have a say so in our own deliverance. That we don't have to be down here pitiful and without any kind of means of power in
Yes.
our life. It's like, hey, no. When we take that time to choose better, to choose higher, to
Yes.
choose love.
Yes.
It's just great. I wrote
It
down this
is.
morning. I say the best day, the best day the best day for me is the day where I chose to love, where I choose to love, because there's so much, that would make you make another choice.
Yes. So much.
So much,
So
and
much.
you can say you love,
Hmm.
but you're just loving right over here.
Yeah.
You're not loving here.
Hmm.
And then there's some people who just don't care. They go like, well, you know what, this lifetime, I'm just gonna do what I want to do.
I'm done loving. I love so much in my past life. This is my time not to love.
Oh yeah, we got those people too.
Right. It's my choice. I chose not to love.
No. They loving. They just loving drama.
Right.
They
Right.
just loving that illusion, that confusion.
Fusion.
Because
Yeah.
that limitation. That limited
Mm.
belief that somebody else is going to infringe on their good. And
Yeah.
I'm just really thankful that we get to remember together here. So what's happening
Mm.
in the B Hood here? We got Kimberly
Yeah.
Lovelace in the house, Kimberly Powell. They came on really early. Cheryl, hi, Cheryl Coutinho. Jennifer Berkeley. Man, I've been looking for Jennifer Berkeley's email address all day. It's just like, I'm not good. I put it this way, I can't do it. I can't talk about myself.
Can't do it
But
no more.
I can't do it. I'm learning the system of Excel and databases. So anyway, and something about that sheet is peculiar. So you can put it in there, and then you go look again. It's not in there. So and then I have to go find it again.
The
When
way you go into it to find your way out.
yeah, I want to know the way.
That's it. Go into the Excel. So you can
but but
excel.
but each time I did, I blessed everybody.
Mhm.
So each name that I mean, some names I put in. And I texted Lynn Bill, hey, give me the number for this. She didn't get back to me, but that's all right.
Oh,
It's like,
you out and live online. Ooh, ooh.
yeah,
It's literally like I
I
didn't
was
get a
trying to
text
find
from you.
somebody. I'm trying to find these email addresses so I can send these thank you. But listen, by the time y'all get your thank you letters, it's gonna be like whatever.
Well, you can give it now and just say thank you. And then it
Thank
comes
you.
in words late. See, when you share it here, it's instant.
Oh my
Yeah.
God, we have Marcus on. Marcus Huffman, Dee Dee Skies of B Radio is in the room with us. Hi, James Jeffley. Welcome to the B Hood. Rosalind Cobbs. Hey, wow, we have a distinguished group here. Hi, Marion and Charlene. Charlene Sampson Anin. Hey now. And hi, Chef Lori. I found that Lori underscore that email. Oh, boy, I'm telling you, I have grown closer. And I'm gonna tell you, when you get it and the number's wrong, don't trip. Just add in what I left off. So June Craven is saying 4-7-8 breathing is very healing. 4 through the nose, hold 7. That is interesting because I hold 8. It is very healing. Hi, Barbara. Her email disappeared 2 times. I was like, so that meant I had to pray for her twice today. But I made it mean something. I gave it meaning.
Yes.
And sometimes I think we're called to do that. When it's something that you must do, or it's yours to do right now, and because nobody knows those names like I do. And I'm glad it was me that was doing. But next year, it'll
You were
be
the chosen one.
it'll be the
And
hands.
speaking of names and everything, let's just remember to thank those who joined us on Zoom last week. It was so good. Ricky and I were talking about that. It was so good to see the faces that go with the name. We know the names very well, but to see the names behind the faces behind the names, it was good to connect. So
Yes.
as we talk and share and sing and laugh and do whatever we do, we see you, we feel you, we see you,
Yeah.
and we see you.
Yeah.
And so thank you for joining us every month, once a month, the last Wednesday of the month. It will be on Zoom. So when you, instead of going on Facebook, where are they? I don't see you.
Yeah.
Every last Wednesday of the month, we're going to be on Zoom. We're going to have a party together. And
Yes.
make sure you go to Rickie's website and you can fill in, you can put your name in so you can be on the mailing list. It's really easy. And so
Yeah.
that way, when you send it
And and
out,
and, and,
you
and
can
when
get
you
the Zoom
go
link.
there, uh, put soul fulfilling, you know,
Mhm.
so that we can begin to build the database for that.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, the next time we're going to do it a little differently so that it's easier, that you get the link in time, and you might have to register, but don't cringe. Just give the information and register, and so that we can send you the link, and it'll be easier for you to get in. I told my Uncle George about it. I don't know if Uncle George is on, but Uncle George, if you found your way on, I love you, and thank you for joining us tonight. I can hear Uncle George going like, just do that song that I like. He likes "My God Is So Good to Me."
Mm.
He likes that song. But
That sounds like a testimony.
yeah, it is. I got up this morning. My God is so good to me. So much is going on in the world, but I believe the much in my life is love.
Mm.
Lots of love. Lots of places for me to love myself too. When I think that maybe, I got some information today that a very dear musician friend of mine passed away. Now, when I say dear, we don't never talk. I haven't spoken to this person in years. I spoke to him one time 2 years ago when I invited him to play with me in the B Hood, but he already was playing with the Understanding Principles for Better Living group. That used to be Della Reese's church, but now Reverend Sherry has it, and they have music ministry, and they're online they do the online service, and he was in their band. I saw him there in the band. So 3 weeks ago when I looked at it, there Daryl Crooks was playing that guitar, and he looked so at peace. Like I was looking at him play that guitar, and he looked so calm. It just, I went back to hear his guitar solo just because it was just like the way he played was so special. Not just because of the way he played, but I mean in that clip, in that thing, because he's playing and he's giving his all, and it's just like, it's Daryl, man. Daryl could play. So Daryl Crooks played, it was the first musician to play with me at Agape was Daryl Crooks.
Oh wow!
Because we played for a whole year at the Townhouse, this club called the Townhouse, and folks would come to the Townhouse. A lot of Agape people would be at the Townhouse to hear me sing "You Got a Fast Car," and all the songs I would sing. And then as I was writing the songs, and I was co-writing the songs with Michael, then I would bring those to the Townhouse too. So within that year, I was doing Spirits Calling You, so Spirits Calling You, I would do at the Townhouse. And it was Daryl playing behind me on guitar, Daryl Crooks. So when I left the Townhouse altogether, it was because I had a bad car accident. I went to sleep at the wheel. I was just exhausted. I didn't die, thank God. But I did ruin somebody's car. Thank God they weren't in it. And it was in the wee hours of the morning. So Daryl Crooks sold me his old beat-up Toyota Celica. I think he sold it to me for $250. It took me 3 years to pay him back. I've come a long way. But anyway, it had 450,000 miles when he sold it to me. For real. It was a Toyota Celica hatchback. Toyota 1976. And it was beat up, boy. I'm talking about
450. Whoa.
450,000 miles. And when the car finally stopped about 2 years after I had it, 2.5 years after I had it, because I rode it for a while, And
He said, we going to rest in God and say, amen, and you're going to get me to wherever I need to go.
And didn't have no insurance.
Ain't nobody going to insure that anyway. It's like, sorry, man, that's too expensive for us.
Yeah. So what
Just keep driving.
I needed life insurance. The car would fill up with fumes, so my kids, we had to ride with the windows down. And they had these big blankets to cover them up so they didn't get cold.
Oh my God.
Oh man, this was the old days. This is the old days before, But Daryl Crooks sold me that car. And we just, and if you don't know Daryl Crooks, and if I'm speaking, in a lane that you're going like, wow, what she's talking about, that doesn't relate to me. Relates to you. If you ever listen to this CD I have, where I sing, Do You Want to Know the Way? Where I sing, I'm Changed. Where I'm singing any of those songs, that's Daryl Crooks on the guitar. So you will know Daryl by his works. And he was a delightful spirit, man. He was a delightful spirit. They did a GoFundMe to raise $10,000. Believe me, in about 6 hours, I think they raised it. I mean, that's just how much he's loved. Wayne Brady, I think he played in Wayne Brady's band for a while because he showed up on the GoFundMe. But rest in peace.
Yeah.
Rest in God, Daryl Crooks. Much love to you. Yeah. I feel like singing.
I think that's good. We feel like hearing.
I'm just thinking, about Daryl. And I'm not going to do Fast Car, though. Because he used to do that. I'm going to do Spirits Calling. Spirits calling you, come, come. Spirits calling you, come, come. Spirits calling you, come, come. Spirits calling you. Mountain that you can find, and you're looking out with eyes so satisfied, saying, look, 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 look what I have done. Look, 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 look what I've become. The Spirit says, I am more than this. I am more than this. I am more than this. Come to me. Hey. Spirits calling you, come, come. 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 When your time has come to move to that place so high, and you're feeling for the ones you'll lead to cry, saying, look, look, look what I leave behind. Where is my peaceful mind? Spirit says, I am more than this. I am more than this. I am more than this. Come to me. Hey, Spirit's calling you. Come, come. Spirit's calling you. Spirit's calling you, come. Spirit's calling you, come. Imagine the sound of the ocean. I am more than this. The birds in flight. I am more than this. The loss of a loved one. I am more than this. Or a heart so broken, I am more than this. A newborn baby, I am more than this. The pain of a body, more than this. People when they're happy, Come home. Yeah, Daryl was always smiling, Laverna. He was always smiling. Yeah. Lulu Santos. I saw your name a lot today. In the B Hood. Yeah. Can I read some? I wanted to read something. I'm not going to read the whole thing because it reveals too much of my personal business.
You get to a stage where you put your own business out on the street.
You say, darn, I love this song. I may have to make some changes to the last chapter of my book. Laugh out loud. What's the last chapter of your book, Cheryl?
Spirit is calling her, and now she's coming. She's going in that direction. Like, yes, I surrender.
That's great. It's great. Yeah. But I'd written on some different themes. And this one, it started with, I have known lovers. So I'm not going to read that part because I got baby Ade in the room and I don't want to.
Baby Ade.
I don't know because he was talking about, so my boo's on the phone. My boo. I was like, well, all right now.
Okay.
But I wrote, can I read it though? I want to read it.
Yes.
So don't go to sleep, y'all.
Okay. Well,
and aren't you glad that we read different things? Mm-hmm. I mean, do we have to always be reading the same things from the same books in the same way? Can we be different?
Mm-hmm. We're living in a holy, holy way.
In a holy, holy way. Because if it's everything is God. It's all God coming together. But sometimes God be sleepy around here. But hopefully I wasn't too sleepy when God wasn't too sleepy when he wrote through me here. But it says, I've known lovers, but who of them could compare or compete with the divine love that I am? They could love me truly when complimenting me, working with me, feeding and clothing me, and assisting in various phases of business. Now, I haven't edited this. This is just the way it flowed. Okay. And by the way, here's a side note. The last time I read something like this, I did say, that needs to be a song, and that became Deliver Me. So, I forgive me for not editing. Remember that, Ade?
Yeah, I do. I Forgive Me is a song too. Yep.
No. Yeah, it is. But I didn't write that one. That's
right.
One that Tim McAfee Lewis stole from me. Okay. He wanted to give me credit, but I was like, forget it.
Too late.
Too late. I channeled you. It was sweet, man. I love Tim. Tim, wherever you are, you know I love you. I have known lovers, but who of them could compare or compete with the divine love that I am? They could love me truly, in quotes, when complimenting me, working with me, feeding and clothing me, and assisting in various phases of business that complemented the beautiful music. But why did they choose me? Well, why did they choose me? They loved to hear me sing and play the piano. They loved how I loved and trusted my God, guide, creator, given gift. And I loved how they loved me. Love. To know love is to be free within oneself, to express the harmony and flow of a particular expression, to feel the power of our divine intelligence. Yes. As she, he, it shapes and seduces us into being pliable and adept at flowing. One must be pliable, at ease in oneself, forgiving all the elements that seem not to fit, and curiously venturing on to find the elements that do. Loving the process and path that becomes living proof of love, and that represents something of love, about love, for love. Love will take us higher indeed. So today, I continue a little more relaxed and remembered in a body that reflects the harmonies, converging harmony, that reflects the harmonies, converging harmony, all things working together for the good. It's a good day already. I loved myself enough to write of love. Now, what's for breakfast?
Love.
More love, more peace, more
Yes.
joy,
Yes.
more joy. Thank you, blessed and holy Spirit of me. I rest in you and say amen. Yeah.
Can we have the bell? Can we have the bell, please? Ding.
You think?
Yeah.
Well, I don't ring the bell on my own writing.
Well, you could be different today or tonight. Just go ahead and try something new, and you might see it feels good.
But my favorite part of it was that, you know, I think the people who have been my partners in life loved my music. Every one of them loved the music in me. They loved the way I loved the music, and they loved eventually the way I loved God and the way I trusted God. Because I do. Like, I'm able to do that. You know, and that's why we're here, to inspire you to do it too. You know, it works. I mean, God is here for us. God is, and this group here knows, you know, but maybe sometimes you have a day when you don't quite know. You know, all of us have spots in the day when we're not quite sure of what we know. You know, or maybe we're feeling kind of out of sorts, like, you know, like today when I heard that Daryl passed and I got the information and it said he died of, you know, he passed of COVID, and that bothered me, you know. And I said, it said he died of COVID, and Georgia's like, Mom, some people do. I was like, but I couldn't say my thoughts about it, you know, because it didn't matter what my thoughts were. So I went in the sunshine and drank this delicious drink she had just made, this delicious smoothie, and I just thought about Daryl, you know, not about trends and the way people identify death with this or with that. I'm going like, in the old days, they wouldn't say you died of anything until the coroner had come and done his check on you and everything. But now it's like, bam, right away, you know what, and it's all this. Sometimes it always feels like it's the same thing. That all of a sudden death got very homogenous, and it's just the same thing. Everybody dying of the same thing, you know. And I just know that that's not the way life works. You know, that is not that. But that is what we see a lot of. So I'm out in the sunshine with these thoughts. Whether you agree with me or not, that's okay. You have the freedom of your own thought, you know. But you don't want your thought to tear you down. You know, you don't want it to tear you down or to tear you apart.
Right.
So I'm in the sun, and all of a sudden, you know, I was just thinking, I was like, his time with God, his time on the planet had shifted. It was time for something else to happen. You know, so I'm not remembering him like he died of this. I'm remembering this incredible musician who lit up so many hearts with the way he would dance and play that guitar, because he danced and played that guitar, you know, and this very generous person who would give you his last raggedy car, you know. You know, I mean, this beautiful thing, you know, it's like, no, he didn't die from that. You know, he lived, and then it was time to go. You know, it was time for something else to transpire. Something else came. You know, I'm not going to be identified with that. You know, I'm identifying with that which is life affirming and which affirms life. And you can identify with what you want to. You can call it what you want, you know, and it's good. And I can learn from you, you know, I can learn from you, and you can say, you know, well, you know, like Georgia was saying, you know, but how you feel about him passing? I was like, well, we can talk about that, you know. But I'm not sad, really. Not like some people grieve. It's like, I loved my time with that individual when we used to play music together. Because we used to kill it with a little drum machine. Then we would split the tips. It was amazing. And then one night, My voice just said, I knew I was going to have to give it up. I knew I was going to have to give up that job. I wasn't ready. I was ready to let it go, but some people very close to me wanted to make sure that I could take care of myself. And they were like, "Are you sure?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm sure. I got to leave there." Well, after the car accident, and then my voice just quit one night. My voice was like, watch this. I ain't going to go for you no more.
No can do.
I was singing something and we're like, oh. And I looked back at Daryl. I was like, we're done. He was like, okay. I said, we have one more. I said, we have, after this week, that's it. He said, okay. And that was it. And then I started becoming a voice teacher. But anyway, and some people in this thread, I used to come and take voice lessons.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So your voice said no, and you said yes to a new calling.
Yeah, my new calling would be music. Well, I was doing music, but it would be without the smoke and without having to talk to all them drunk people to get money. But it was great. I'm not talking down on them. And they weren't all drunk. They were good people, but some did drink kind of hard, But they get that $100 tip, man. I go like, whisper to the
winds. Go on and get drunk and add to the tip.
Well, and a lot of folks that were lawyers would come through. I think it was just the way that they unwind it, you know. And then some just stayed a long time, but they loved me. And on Friday night, that place would be packed. I mean, Jim Brown would be in there. Shaka Khan was coming through there. All kinds of people. It was great, and they were coming to hear Daryl Crooks. So, thank you.
You mean Daryl Crooks, just him, not you?
Oh yeah, me and Daryl.
Oh, thank you.
No, they weren't coming to hear Daryl Crooks.
Yeah, because I still haven't forgotten that you didn't do the bell, and then it was like, okay, I ain't doing it no more.
No, they came. But Daryl's the one that passed. But they came to see us both. My name was on the marquee.
Okay.
He played with me. He complimented me. He complimented me. My little buddy, Daryl Crooks. What y'all want to hear? God bless Daryl. I don't know if Uncle George is on, but... I got up this morning singing. I got up this morning singing. God is so good. I got up this morning singing. God is so good. My God is so good to me. Feeling good down in my soul. Yeah, June, yes you did. It's feeling good down in my soul. God is so good. Feeling good down in my soul, yeah. God is so good. My God is so good to me. When the day is over, I'm singing, God is so good. When my day is over, I'm singing, God is so good. When the day is over, I'm singing, God is so good. My God is so good to me. Oh, every day, in every way, God is so good. Every day, in every way, God is so good. When I take time to praise the Spirit, God is so good. My God is so good to me. Well, I got up this morning singing. Ade, unmute. You can do my backup. I got up this morning singing. I got up this morning singing. I got up this morning singing. God is so good. My God is so. My God is so. My God is so good to me. intelligent, so omnipresent,
Mm-hmm.
so omniscient. That's good. So, life coach, I had a thought about the love caravan.
Oh,
Yes, I think I said
all right.
last week that, I was rethinking. I got some calls back, though, of people who were checking with their board to see if they could swing it. And Regasa road trip, rolling with Rickie B and the B Hood. Yeah, we're going to be, I'm thinking of another way to do it. That hit the road, Jack, is like, right now with the climate like it is, it's not the wisest way to roll. It's not, economically, it's not, it's hot, it's expensive. And then it was just a little partridge family. It was a little. It was. I wanted to do it, but I can't do it the way I wanted to do it, unless I have mega funding, and I don't feel like mega funding to do that. If I'm doing mega funding, I'm gonna be doing something else, right? So I decided to not do it. So I apologize for another great idea, but the B hoods are the hoodies are coming.
The hoodies are coming.
With the B hood, the hoodies are coming, and the CD is Deliver Me is almost done, and another wonderful compilation of the B Hood with Wap That Do and an earlier group that we have some beautiful songs that we will be making available shortly, really soon. So we got a lot of great things going on, but I just didn't think that road trip was going to be interesting.
But you know what? Like you have these ideas, and there's there are many ways to look at it. Where we say, "Oh, I have an idea, I didn't do that." But sometimes, if we're really delivering God, like last week, I was in a funk. I had a breakdown. I was talking to spirit, and what brought me peace is like it's time for you to move from God and I to God as I. It's like, wait a minute, wait a minute. It's like it's a different way of looking at life. So God as I, God as Ricky, God as the listeners. When we catch an idea, sometimes it's not for me. It's for me to speak it because God wants to be delivered so somebody else can catch it. So the idea will always move forward because I remember the excitement when you brought it up. Somebody's probably in the place where they say, I could do that. Just a matter of calls. So the idea itself doesn't really matter who it comes through. It just depends on is there an opening? Ideas and dreams and goals and visions are like
Yeah.
who's open, who's open, who's open, who's open.
Yeah.
And sometimes you're the mouthpiece for it to come out and go into the ethers.
I'm definitely
And
the
so
mouthpiece.
that's what I heard to say, but when I said I'm like Ricky's gonna do something with that, she did. But the thing is for anybody, and you have the right, of course, to feel whatever you feel. But if you feel disappointed, like, oh man, just ask yourself, maybe there's something that you are meant to do to carry that idea forward. Maybe it's a phone call, maybe it's a meditation to see. I was so looking forward to that. Maybe you are meant to be the message that you want to see. You're meant to be the caravan that you want to see in your state and make it happen. And I think I believe the idea of delivering God, God as I, God in me, it calls for us to be vulnerable, to be naked, to be unreasonable sometimes, to show up. And okay, I'm a fool for God because I'm full of God. You just show up. And because those things, the ideas expands all of us,
Yeah.
you know? So
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, you know what I decided though, because I just saw in the thread that they said something about Ricky coming to South Carolina. I can come and do that. Like I can fly and sing to you. I could do that. So I'll be in concert in Las Vegas in April. I'm going to be in Fort Lauderdale in April. So those are and concerts are coming on, and Soul Sisters we'll be having a live retreat this year, and that information is going to be going up soon. So it's like there's a lot of great things as the world opens for people. The world for me right now is open, but for some people it's not so open. It's like there's still fear. There's fear of dying, fear of catching something, fear of getting sick, fear of not being able to, maybe
fear of each other.
Fear of each
You
other.
breathing next to me, I'm
Right.
afraid.
Yeah. And y'all know, how I feel.
Yeah.
My thing is like, hey, I'm not sick. And all the words that become part of our I hear people saying words, that they never used before because we never said anything like asymptomatic, that just, either you were sick or you weren't. And now you can carry the symptom, they got all these different conditions of being to make things even more complex so that you can protect yourself. And it's something. So everybody has a choice, and you can exercise it. That's why I just want people to stay easy in their in knowing that you do have a choice, and that we don't have to just walk lockstep, by what's supposed to be the way to help. And we're not ever talking about food and what you're putting in your darn mouth, and how you take care of your body, and how you stay healthy, and how you build immunity, and how we get stronger from our plants, and and our sunshine and good water, and to really live to protect those things, and I mean really I waste water all the time. It's like I use plastic. I don't want to, but you get plastic when you go here or there if you don't have your own bag or something to put things in. It's like we all, but what I know is that this earth is like, oh my God, she's just so forgiving of me because she knows I mean well, and and I do my best. Yes. And the next tomorrow I'll do better. It's like I'll use less here and give more here. I'll use less here and give more there. And do our best, but this not because the CDC told me to do that.
Right.
They're not talking about this earth. They're mostly they're talking about some other things. So I just say just take it. When we're breathing in, we're returning to that place in us that is intelligence itself, and allowing it to inform us and to show us how to walk this land.
Yes.
And if somebody walks different than you, they're not bad because they're right. That's what they're doing.
That's right.
That's what they're doing. That's their journey.
Yes. And creating the world that works for everyone requires that I release my judgment. Because hey, I tell people, do whatever brings you peace. Do whatever brings you peace, whatever that is for you. Because when you're peaceful, you're going to radiate more of that. It's not. I mean, we debate, but sometimes it's not. Well, most times it's not necessary. But do what brings you peace. I do what brings me peace. No, I don't get to tell somebody else what that is because I don't really know. I only know what they tell me, and sometimes what we tell people is not really what's happening. It's just maybe sometimes what I think they want to hear. What I think sounds good. Maybe I want to communicate that I'm more spiritual, more grounded, more forward thinking, more. I don't want people to think I'm vulnerable. I don't want to be vulnerable. We just got to do what brings us peace. There's room for us all. And when they're telling you there isn't, open your eyes.
Well, a lot of times you hear there's room if you do it this way.
Right. Exactly.
My way or the highway. but I'm going like, my way is the highway.
That's right.
God's way. I got a song that talks about thank God for being God, and then in it, this is really brilliant. Is it? This is my songwriting partner. He was on it on these days. He says, there is a plan for every woman and man. Truth is known from land to land. But still we pray to have things this way, that way, his way, her way, your way, my way. Oh, but God's way is the way. When our way is God's way, then we pray to let God be God as our life today. Thank God for being God. Ben Marie, thank God for being God today. Thank God for being God. Thank God for being God today. Thank God for being Kathy Obaro. Thank God for being K.S. Lovelace. Thank God for being Maxine. Thank God for being everybody on the thread tonight. Thank God. Thank God for being Life Coach Ade. Thank God for being me. Thank God for being here, right deep in our hearts. Thank God. What's today? 2/2/22?
That's correct.
2022?
That's correct. Yep.
And it's also known as Groundhog's Day.
That's right.
And it was also, well, anyway, my baby daddy's birthday. Groundhog's Day. Man. God bless the ones born on February 2nd. Yeah. Hey, Regasa. Hey, everybody. Thank you for joining us tonight on So Fulfilling. Thank you, Life Coach Ade. Check out Life Coach Ade being you. And he also, is it too late to get in your program?
This is the last to get it. So no, it's not. It's they go to my website, lifecoachade.com, go on products and services, manifest your dream. Click there, register. After this week, no more room.
Okay, and it's a 30-day journey?
Correct. Well, the rest of the 28, the whole of February. So
congratulations. We're very proud of you doing that.
Thank you.
That's very, 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 very beautiful of you to lend your wisdom in that way and to share it with us. And really quick, give your website again.
lifecoachade.com. lifecoachade.com.
Okay, lifecoachade.com, and we can see the program there.
Correct, and they can register.
And you can also catch him on Being You and his podcast on Tuesdays at 10, 1, and 6 p.m. UK time.
Yay! I love the way you do that.
Yeah. Then B Radio, where we're streaming inspirational music 24/7, and lots of opportunities there to be in the flow with us. Thank you for being here tonight with us, and may all be blessed, and may all find the way to love. Let our joy be so triumphant that we rest in God and say amen. Let our joy be so triumphant that we rest in God and say amen. Rest in God.